So here's a cloud. So I'm gonna, we already have like this mask. And the idea of a mask is it's just a separate part of the layer in Photoshop that has black painted, and anywhere that's black is transparent or no pixels. White is opaque, and then gray is it's like translucent. You're going from opaque to fully transparent when you have gray values. So that mask is also called an alpha channel. So when I right click and save this as a PNG, it's going to give me that alpha channel. So I'll save it as cloud 2, since I already have a cloud in there. So this image has an alpha. The alpha allows you to have transparency, and the alpha is usually black. So the image comes with this when you bring the image into Blender. So I'll create my card. So I'm going to hit Shift A, create a plane. I'm going to rotate it. So I rotate it 90 degrees by just going with the shortcuts R, X, and then I type 90 just to quickly do that. And then I'll hit S and then kind of stretch it out, and then maybe hit SZ and make it a little bit shorter. And then I'll go to UVs. Actually, the UVs might be okay. So I notice when we bring in an image, it kind of conforms the texture. So if the texture is already set to a rectangular type image size, the UVs may conform to it. So I'm going to go back now into layout, select that card. I'll go into the viewport in the upper right hand corner and pick the last one. That's going to allow me to see the transparent, see the transparent part of it right away. And then I will create a shader, create a material. So I'm gonna go to new. And then one way you can do this without going into the shading tab is click the circle next to base color, and then pick image texture here. And then in the folder, I will find my cloud. So I'll go to desktop and find that file that I saved as cloud 2. So the PNG will let you have the alpha channel. The JPEG won't. Sometimes you can use a .tif file or a TIFF file. But the PNG is probably the best way to go. It's a common like web-based file format. TIFFs get complicated because you have to click on this added thing for transparency sometimes. So the PNGs usually kind of work the best. So I'm going to find cloud 2. I'm going to open it. So I have the cloud, but I don't have the transparency. I have to connect the alpha, and I have to go down below and turn on the proper blend mode, which is going to be alpha clip, alpha hashed, or alpha blend. Before I change that blend mode, I will make sure the alpha is connected properly in the shading tab. So I'm going to go to shading here. And with my cloud that I know has that alpha channel, I'm going to drag the alpha from the cloud texture map to this alpha in the main material. And now it changes. So now I kind of see that black. That black on the image is representing the transparency, but the transparency is not available until I go back to the material and change that material setting so I have that blend mode. So I'll just go back into the layout view, go down to settings for the material. In the blend mode, I'm going to change to alpha blend. Now I have that transparency. So, it's kind of nice because I can duplicate this and like layer the clouds up. Hit Shift D and create multiple clouds and kind of build it up and play with scale, to make the clouds thicker. If you have these clouds in the distance, you're not going to really know that they're not 3D. So you put them far into the distance.